And they go, wow, this place is really clean. And I go, well, you haven't seen our toilet yet. Floor space, beautiful, glorious, stress relieving floor space. What's going on, people? Well, today is an important day to organize. Now, I know y'all think, well, that's not interesting, Casey. You're not doing Mach 2 in a car with your hair on fire or doing a build. But actually, organizing is something that requires a lot of thought and is insanely important to a shop. You know, most people come to Genius Garage and see where I do my builds and stuff, and they go, wow, this place is really clean. And I go, well, you haven't seen our toilet yet. But they also never know how big it is here, because we do a lot in a small amount of space. And it's getting a little silly. I mean, obviously, when you start having an airplane in your hangar with like the young dude's six-wheel go-kart and like IndyCar body parts and Daytona prototypes and go-karts and stuff floating around, it's getting a little nuts. And the trouble with that is, it makes your workspace inefficient. And frankly, for me, being one of those crazy kooky duke creator types, it jacks with my deal and my mental state and my stress. When things start getting way too tight to work on, I'm like, ah! And that just doesn't work for anybody. So here's what we got. We're in the back room. And you guys remember, of course, the King Zero build, the V12 supercar from scratch, is sitting right here. I had to take a break on it because I was burned out. And I'm just going to leave the statement at that, guys. So I hope you understand what that's like for creative when it's that much time. So right now I'm focusing on the Formula One hot rod build, but it's kind of in a weird space where it's hard to get around. There's a lot of foot traffic. It's hard to keep your tools and do everything. So my thinking is, so I can rock through this the best way possible, is I want to put it over here where the King Zero is now, because you're right next to all the metal fabrication and tools and everything like that, and it's out of people's way. We'll get some good natural sunlight from the windows. However, the other trouble is here, Genius Garage is getting more cars, and that means mine start getting kicked out of here. So my Aston here, we'll see if it comes up with a new home here soon or not. I may have something up my sleeve, is here, and it takes up a bunch of room. But I sold my dirt bike, it's gone, so I got a little room there. Of course, Genius Garage's Corvette is massive. It's literally 80 inches wide, and it's a big hulking beast. But we don't take it out that often, so got to do something with it. The Genius Garage 944 here is awesome. All they got to do is put the other seat in and basically motor mounts, and it's really looking pretty. So I'm really happy about that. It can maybe go into storage for a while. But if you notice over here where the IndyCar project is, this thing is taking up a mass amount of real estate just because it's like full real life exploded view. And so Dylan, when he's doing his computer modeling for his project, he'll be over there on that Miller welding table with his laptop. But this is taking up the area of 2 cars instead of 1 or 1.5. So what we're thinking is we're gonna move some stuff. So going to get the Formula One hot rod build in all its glory over there in the fabrication area. I think that's going to be really good. Make it so people can walk around here better and not get in your way. So I'm looking forward to that, and that's going to help give me a better lit, closer to tool area to work on it, and that's going to just make it more fun and easy for me and give me more inspiration, better environment to do the best fabrication I can. So that's kind of the moral of the story. You got to keep your place clean and moving and doing it. Plus, it's always a breath of fresh air. So, tell you what, let's time-lapse this thing, get these 2 things moved around, make some room, and see how it'll go. Here we go. Time-lapse, cue 80s synthwave. Boom, you guys. Okay, so it's a lot more orderly. You can already see there is floor space. Beautiful, glorious, stress relieving floor space. Anyway, so the King Zero's right here, which is really nice because now I get to look at it more, get inspired, and get eyes on it. And honestly, I could do some work on it right there if need be, but it looks a lot better. Also, if I want to do a video and put it on a tripod, kind of do a talk about something, you guys can again see the whole shop. So it's kind of nice from that aspect relating to YouTube as well. So put my sandrail up here in the corner because while the sandrail is relatively large for its, wheelbase and track, there's a lot of room around it. So it just creates all this nice walking around space. I can still get it out if need be. So Dylan, when he's doing things and measuring up the IndyCar build and all that, he's got a nice work environment right here where he can keep, things stored away nicely, as well as working on his computer on the welding table and whatnot. Of course, we've got the K-Series on an engine stand here, which is movable, as is the rear of the car, which we'll get out of the way. And then my Formula One hot rod build, there's some junk in the way, but it fits really nicely back over there. I will probably remove the front wing there, just so I can move the car a little bit more this way, but we've got really good work environment there around. And also, since obviously I'm doing some pretty heavy fabrication with tubular steel in the back of the Formula One build, you guys can see what's going on right there. This is tricky. I got my nice welding table from Miller Welding here, and steel down on the floor and the chop saw and everything like that, and obviously welded. So that's going to be a really spectacular place, and I just feel good about that. You got to have a good environment if you're getting inspired, come back from burnout and get things done. Also, it's kind of nice from a design standpoint because I can see the King Zero from far away, really get eyes on it, let it inspire me, let me find out where lines maybe needed to change or where it's off a little bit. So you can also see here with the Indy car, we've got it up real tight next to the Corvette right there. And that's helpful because we don't really need to get to the side. He just needs to be able to measure things and make and design his parts over there. And then lastly, we've got the Genius Garage race car stuck in there. I mean, look how big that Daytona prototype is. Obviously, it sticks out a little bit because it's got that long nose, but also it's got the wing and the tail, and it's every bit of 80 inches wide. Just like the Corvette. Actually, it's probably like an inch or two narrower, but that's amazing because the tube frame Corvette is no tiny car. And then, of course, over in the corner, I've got my blue with white stripes Dodge Viper. For everybody that misses my old intro with it power sliding in the dirt, I'll probably do another intro for next year or season with a lot of fun things. So I'll keep that in account. Glad you guys like that. Didn't get rid of the car. She's an old girl, but she's doing well. Yesterday, I just did a little thing since one of my canards down here, it's hard to show, got ripped off on Indianapolis 69 between Fort Wayne and Indianapolis. It screwed it up and needed a little support. So I made this out of 16-inch stainless steel cable and then just made a loop, crimped this like we did with our biplane, on the cables. One screw here, and it's got a little furrow on the bottom. So that's really good for support on a racing thing like that. And then, which is funny because my students go, oh, look how ricey it looks. It's not ricey. It looks racy because it is racy. It's an actual functional canard. Just because the racers use actual racing things for their fashion does not mean I am ricey. But if you want to call me ricey, I don't really care. But it works. Yes. So rice away. Yes. And also put the Jabberwox engine right here. You can see the Porsche 6-speed twin-turbo transaxle. Well, actually, you can now. There's the transaxle, you can see, and then the header. So there's enough room for it here. That was really nice, as well as the Hayabusa engine, this Genius Garages, and some spare tires and such. But fortunately, it gives enough room and space here that I hope one of my students doesn't wear his cargo shorts and break my hood again on this point. Oh, yeah. Look at him. Oh, he's over there like, oh, why are you talking about me? Because you broke my car.
I said I'm sorry.
All right. After I found out and tracked you down, he was going to tell me, he says. All right, all right. But anyway, so the Viper, I hope you guys are a little bit excited because I've got a set of KW coilover shocks we're going to be doing on the car coming up. Boom, right here. And that's going to be my opportunity to give Goose a little bit of love. Car's got about 100,000 miles on it, so it's no spring chicken. It's going to get new shocks, all cleaned up. Got to kind of detail it and go over it. But I'm actually giving consideration to doing a supercharger. Find a used row system with the root screw and go water methanol injection. Boom, because why not? So if you think that's a cool idea, let me know. But yeah, going to be getting back on him. Black Daytona prototype of Genius Garage. We probably won't touch it in 2021. That'll probably be a 2022 type thing because both V10s are kind of blown up, and that's going to be expensive and time consuming, so we want to do it right. And we got enough going on with good projects. Of course, Gavin's out there, and Genius Garage is 944, which is getting to the point to be able to put a rock on it for a while, so to speak. It's looking really good, and a real big thank you to the gentleman who donated it to Genius Garage. It's really cool. So that's about it, you guys. But I mean, look at all this glorious floor space. So just a day at the shop, but you know, it's 1 o'clock, so I'm gonna have to finally eat something and then see if I can get a few good hours of work. But that's just the tough thing. But sometimes you got to spend the time just to revamp, clean up, think, get yourself a good space to be able to think and work where you're not stressed out and it inspires you to do stuff. So that's really it, guys. But I look forward to seeing you next time. If you got any thoughts, suggestions, or things you'd like to see, let me know. But I hope you subscribe. If you're not already, click the bell, and I'll see you next time. Well, a huge thank you to Crushproof Tubing Company. Since 1949 in Macomb, Ohio, they've been manufacturing custom rubber and plastic tubes for every industry imaginable. No tooling or mold costs, fast and free custom samples, and American-made quality is what sets them apart. But for me, I'm most excited about their exhaust evacuation kit. Different modular pieces and their convoluted custom hoses make it so that I can adapt any car, truck, or motorcycle with an internal combustion engine to get those exhaust gases out of my shop so I can keep working in safety and comfort. But beyond just that, they build a variety of hoses for a custom OEM world. You'll see stretchable drain tubing and bellows, as well as agriculture, medical, and military. So again, guys, Crushproof Tubing Company, crushproof.com, and go down in the description below to see where to get your free samples for industry or your exhaust tubing.